Alright, we live. What's up, gentlemen?
How you going, man?
So, crazy controversial fight. So, tell me what you guys honestly thought of this fight.
Alright, I'm gonna take this first.
Go ahead, Joe. Take it away.
Alright. And this is my take of it. There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of Johny Hendricks hype coming into this fight to begin with. And, everybody knows that Johny Hendricks is a power puncher. That, and like I was explaining earlier when we were having a conversation about this, people get excited by fighters that can, knock somebody out. With like Mike Tyson, that's why people liked him. And fighters like well, people that could just hit you and drop you, and it's exciting and all that, right? And Johny Hendricks, that's what he's known for. Now, this whole promo building up to this fight, everybody's pretty much rubbing this in George St-Pierre's face. They're saying, they got him, he respects it, but everybody's talking about it. He hears it everywhere. I mean, they sell it in a promo. This is the guy. The last time we heard this was with Chris Weidman, and magically Chris Weidman won, right? Remember, everybody, this is a guy that had 10-0, and out of nowhere, the entire UFC, I'm talking about fighters that have fought longer than this guy was ever been in this sport, were on, like, acting like he was the second coming, man. And I saw that kind of hype behind Johny Hendricks this time around. Now, Johny Hendricks has one dangerous weapon, and that is his left. His straight left that knock people out. That's if he can knock you out. Other than that, he's got his wrestling. But Johny Hendricks does not win fights with his wrestling. He wins fights by knocking people out. That's how he's been winning his mixed martial arts fight. Like, we all get he's a great wrestler. And that's fine, But this is MMA. It's not wrestling. So he uses wrestling as a defense in MMA. It's his defense. When he's getting outstruck, like when Carlos Condit was outstriking him, because I still think Condit beat him, he relied on his wrestling to stop getting hit. He would go for the legs and grab him, which is smart. But when you're using wrestling as a defensive mechanism and it's not really offensive, it's like Chael Sonnen has better ground and pound than Johny Hendricks. Johnny could take you down, but he should have finished the fight if he got all that power. If he had George there, look what Carlos Condit did to George when he had George on his back. He outstruck him big time. He put a beating on George. It's just that Johnny hits hard. So my thing is this, right? I understand that there's a fear about the decision tonight for this fight. A lot of people think Johnny got robbed and all this and whatnot. It was a very close fight. They both had their moments. But let's be honest. George was the aggressor. George stood in front of the guy that was, and he stood there and he knew he was going to get hit. He knew it. He took the risk. He didn't play it safe like everybody calls him St-Pierre. He actually stood in front of Johnny. He boxed with him. He took those punches, which he knew he was going to have to. And you know what, though? He survived. He got wobbled. You got to expect that because everybody knows Johnny can hit hard.
And the referee saved him.
Yeah, but look, that's a matter of opinion. I don't know what that was about when people say, I don't see save him because, look, if George was on the ground and fell on his knee, then you can say, oh, he was in dire straits, he was really hurt. He didn't get dropped. He did not get dropped. So what? He got rocked. Everybody gets rocked in MMA in every fight.
All right. Let me just say a little something here. I hear what you're saying, and I respect your viewpoint on the fight. You brought up a lot of good points as far as, Johny Hendricks just being primarily a power puncher. But let's understand something. Tonight he displayed a full range of mixed martial arts. He threw kicks, he threw knees, he threw his punches, he used his wrestling. Kudos to Johny Hendricks. This and I thought he was just gonna, swing the hammer and use his wrestling. That's it. I'm glad he mixed it up. That's what I wanted to see. Here's what I think sabotaged ultimately him getting that decision. Because he kept saying he was gonna knock George St-Pierre out. And he didn't. I think that's what ruined it for him. It's like, all right, man, listen, you damaged him, yes. You took him in, I don't know how to judge the sport, but from what I've seen, he took him down more. He did get taken down, but he took BSP down more, and for the most part, he put the hurt on him. but he could not finish George St-Pierre. But you know, that right now makes me understand. Something I knew before, but I never really believed anybody could have did it besides Compton until now with Hendricks that they could put GSP away. And it just goes to show just how tough this dude is. Like you said, he actually stood there and took some shots, man. Even though he got wobbled, the referee saved him one, but partially that was Johny Hendricks' fault because his mouthpiece fell out. But it was either the third or the fourth round when they were getting up out of the scramble and Mario Yamasaki walked between the fighters. What are you doing walking between the fighters in the middle of a fight? You gotta walk behind this man. That could have been, I mean, mind you, maybe Johny Hendricks would have jumped there and didn't get a leaping left uppercut or a leaping left hook, whatever. But the thing is, walking through I'm like, wait a minute, man.
I saw that. That was like that little breakup he did that was near the cage. Is that what you're talking about?
It was one of those, yeah, they were near the cage, and as they were getting up, he walked between the two. And it's not like he had his hands up, like, oh, wait a minute, you know, you get over there, you get over there. These guys, when they get up, they get ready to fight.
Okay, I remember that.
What are you doing? That was bogus, man. No, that was bogus. But, you know, just getting back to the fight hand, I agree with pretty much the rest of the MMA community that says that Hendricks won that fight. He took it to George St-Pierre, you know, like I said again, I have so much respect. The man been defending himself for quite some time now. You know, he didn't get knocked out, that's for damn sure.
Look. Let me explain why George won the fight. Because you know this is why I think so, okay? Because number one, he was able to get up from Johny Hendricks wrestling. You know, hold on. What he did was, what I was explaining to Jason, okay? I was like, George was the aggressor. George was throwing the straight jabs at him. He was doing the super punch at him. He was doing low kicks, catching him with low kicks. He was kicking the man in his face over and over. He was throwing lunging left hooks over his straight right. Because, listen, Johnny sticks his right hand out so he could throw that left. What George was doing was leaping over it, and he hit him, dude, mad times. I guarantee on the comfy strike, George blew him out.
As the fight went on, Johny Hendricks was peppering him with that jab. That's why he has his eyes shut now, because Johny Hendricks was killing him with that jab. Period. So
No. Johnny did the damage with. This is how Johnny had to do damage. He would grab George like in almost a Muay Thai clinch. He would grab his neck, hold him down, and do uppercuts. That's what he was doing. That's the only way he could hit him. He did not box George eyes shut, dog. He
closed himself. He closed it for him with the jab that he was standing up. The uppercuts were wobble George.
Dog, he was getting George and doing little uppercuts every time he shot in on him. That's how he was landing that stuff. And he opened him up when he took him down, and he got that elbow. The elbow opened him up on the ground, and then he landed some punches. And I don't remember if the round ended or if he got up.
Hey, so what's your thoughts on? Okay, you remember like in round 3 when Joe Rogan was saying that Hendricks was starting to slow down. Do you guys remember that round?
I remember a little bit. I definitely remember that comment.
So do you actually think he was slowing down?
I think just a little bit, and simply because Joe Rogan called it, man. You know, there wasn't as much power on that left hand as Johny Hendricks typically has in a fight. Like, I don't want to say he used it all in the first and the second. I think he really could have finished George St-Pierre in the first, man. That whatever happened with the mouthpiece and Mario Yamasaki breaking him up, I think it had.
That's a possibility, though. That's not for certain.
It didn't happen. You know, there's a lot of it's speculation at this point. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. It did. But moving on, like we said, we're talking about the third round here. You know, yes, I think because like Joe Rogan was saying, slowing down a little bit. There was no power in that left hand. You got to remember, this is the first time that Johny Hendricks has ever gone into deep water, the championship round. And I truly believe at this point, he said, okay, you know what? I can't knock this dude out, at least not yet. I need to conserve my power, because I don't want to fall victim to getting beat up by him simply because I was too tired to fight. That's That's just my personal opinion and take on it. What do you guys think?
Well, look, I want to say something about Joe Rogan first before I comment on that. Okay, Joe Rogan gets on my nerves, and I'll tell you why he gets on my nerves. Joe Rogan will contradict himself. Jason just brought up the very point that I was thinking. Joe Rogan, since round 2, is like, Johnny is slowing down. Those punches don't have a lot of, that left at the power. He's like, if they go on into the farther rounds, George might have the advantage. He was tired, and he did slow down. I mean, he wasn't even defending. He was like letting him get kicked in the face. Who does that?
That was in the earlier round, dude. Past round 3, it was out, if I recall correctly. I'm not going to say this is factual, but from what I can recall, there was no more head kicks. Body, yes. Head, no. And there was a few kicks after that 3rd round. If any, maybe 1 or 2. Matter of fact, in the 5th, I can recall when George threw maybe 2 hard body shots. They didn't get through, but he threw them. That's all he had left out of desperation, because he knew he was losing or pretty much lost. And he had to do something significant to I just think, George was bleeding. I've seen George, who did he fight that busted him up a lot? Condit hurt him the most.
Right. Okay, right. That dude was in a war. And people act like GSP looks like that. GSP had a cut on his face that was bleeding. Okay, yeah, it looks bad. Oh, he got busted up. Oh, he got beat up. People just exaggerate. I'm like, look, dude. He walked out of that octagon, and his face was not that messed up. It's just that he got cut open with an elbow. Johny Hendricks is strong, landed some shots, and
this is bigger than a cut. What about his left eye? His left eye was sealed. GSP said out of his own mouth, he closed my eye. I can't see out of my eye.
Dude, but he probably did that with like 2 or 3 punches because he hits that hard. Why should that count better than? Why should that? Okay, fine. He closed his eye because he had that power. He probably hit him 2 or 3 times, shut his eye. But George is boxing him and kicking him and scoring though.
Knock Hendricks down. Didn't happen. He barely even buckled. Hendricks ate all the George's shots like Tic Tac.
Hey, that looked like a knockdown to me. It looked like he went left, right, and then like Hendricks like sat down and he jumped on him. It looked like that because even Joe Rogan and them reacted to it.
The most significant damage that GSP caused, if I'm not mistaken, was in the 1st or the 2nd round when he threw that leg kick.
Yeah, side leg kick. It hit him on the head.
It caught him in the knee, and he kind of went, and when he went to step down, he might have felt something that he didn't like to throw the punch, so he kind of backed off it. That's the only real significant damage I can say, like, oh, damn, wow, Johnny got hurt right there. Outside of that, nothing happened. All the other leg kicks, all the body kicks or attempted body kicks, nothing really got through. Only one of the head kicks got through, not both of them, one of them. Nothing really moved there. Meanwhile, George St-Pierre was getting wobbled almost every other punch once Hendricks was getting his shot through for the first good 3 rounds. Come on, man. So, it happened. One thing I'm going to say like this. I said it before, I said it again. When you're the champion in this sport, unless you just straight up, your hands down, like you just beating this guy through and through, barely getting touched. If you're ragdoll as a champ, that's the only way you're going to win a decision. If you don't submit or finish the champ and you're not ragdolling him, you're going to lose that decision. And unfortunately, that's what happened to Johny Hendricks. Let me tell you
something. You know what kind of champions? Like,
hey George, hold on 1 second. We're gonna go to part 2. All right, hold on 1 second. We're gonna go to part 2.